That was one thing when we came out of there, early on, we got a little bit rattled. Yeah. The communication wasn't there, but when we came back, we did do a nice job, like you said. We didn't get rattled beyond one mistake and didn't compound that into another and another. We took that, we changed it, we made the adjustment that we had to make, and those guys came back and responded well. And I think that was just the way that we demand that they approach everything. I think that showed up there on Saturday for sure.
And when you looked at film, how much of it was maybe the pressure from the front seven that forced those interceptions, or how much was it your guys making breaks on the ball?
It's all about, it's a combination of both. You got to have the DBs in the spots to make those plays, but you also have to have the defensive linemen, putting the pressure on there. And then obviously in our blitz package, we were able to get to them as well a little bit.
Josh, when you're at the Citadel, were you a big kind of numbers guy when you kind of break down how you guys, measured success and that kind of thing? Were you a big numbers guy?
As far as goals and stuff?
Yeah, stuff like that.
We were. I think you can look at that, and obviously the statistics don't lie at the end of the day. And I think they can, sometimes you can see maybe they're not necessarily saying what really happened. But, the bottom line is what we talk about. We talk about the wins. And if we win, can always it makes it a lot easier to make the improvements and make the adjustments the next week going into it. But there's things there, obviously that we got to improve upon.
After watching film, what were the strengths that you walked away saying, okay, we're good there, and then what were the weaknesses too, saying we've got to work on this?
I mean, there's a multitude of things, and it's all based on different covers that we're playing. And I think big picture, the things that we did well, I just alluded to it a little bit, the things that we did really well is we never got rattled when we had a bust in communication. We do a multiple set defense, so we're doing a lot of things, on any given play, and we're checking stuff and we're adjusting. But the more that we talk and the more that we get comfortable with communicating, and the more confident they get in knowing that what they're saying is right, we're going to eliminate a lot of those communication busts, those communication errors, and I would anticipate that would be better, going into this week. And then, the things that we've got to get better at is just, it's making sure, whether we're in the right leverage on a wide receiver, or in the right leverage if we're in the deep part of the field. Those are the things that we just got to make sure that we keep cleaning up and tightening up as we go forward.
Sal, obviously a lot of his, his passion and tends to get a lot of attention, but how much does he, how much does he pay attention to the numbers? Is he a big numbers guy, or does he just want wins and
I think, I don't know. I mean, you'd have to ask him that.
He kind of dodged it.
Yeah, I would not have any idea. I don't think, I'll be honest with you, I think everybody looks at the numbers. That's why you keep the goals, that's why you keep the statistics. And there's no really reason, for us we got the win, and you look at the numbers and you say, okay, here's the areas that we got to improve upon, here's the areas that, we did very well in. And that's what it says. But the thing about this is it's a longevity thing, from the it's a season, it's a combination of 11, 12, games that we're playing.
And then I guess which one of your guys graded out the highest for you this week?
Both of those guys, actually, B. Moore and Brian Randolph, graded out the highest. They took a lot of reps, and they were very productive, and they had some mental errors which took their point production down, but they were very productive and felt like they did some really good things, and they know where they've got to get better at.
Is this a game where you'd like to get some other guys in there too, just to get some game experience and see how they handle crowd noise along with hand signals and things like that?
I think, from a big picture standpoint, we just want to get better, and we want to improve. And whether that's the starting guys or it's the backups, if they get in there, we're approaching this like we've got to get better at every single position, and every guy's got to get better. If it's a backup, he's got to get better on special teams. If he gets a chance to get in there, then he's got to get better when he's playing the safety position as well.
I think you kind of spoke to this before I got here, but your guys' communication, was it on-field adjustments, or was it just them calm and taking a deep breath and settling down? What was it that they just kind of stopped giving up those busts?
Well, I think the tempo of what was going on, I think, the high tempo early on, you're trying to make the formational adjustments, you're trying to get everybody on the same page, you're communicating. And like I said before, the communication breakdown, he actually was in the right coverage call, we just didn't get it communicated to the opposite corner. So it was a breakdown. The positive was, you come out of there and he doesn't get rattled. We go back and we adjust to it, and we limit those as the game goes on.